Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. I learned long ago never to wrestle with a pig. You get dirty, and besides, the pig likes it. Beware of false knowledge. It is more dangerous than ignorance. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. You see things, and you say, "Why?" But I dream things that never were, and I say, "Why not?" Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire. You will what you imagine, and at last you create what you will. A government that robs Peter to pay Paul can always depend on the support of Paul. A fool's brain digests philosophy into folly, science into superstition, and art into pedantry. Hence university education. The power of accurate observation is commonly called cynicism by those who have not got it. Marriage is an alliance entered into by a man who can't sleep with the window shut, and a woman who can't sleep with the window open. If history repeats itself, and the unexpected always happens, how incapable must man be of learning from experience? The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, make them. The worst sin toward our fellow creatures is not to hate them, but to be indifferent to them. That's the essence of inhumanity. In socialism, private property is anathema, and equal distribution of income the first consideration. In capitalism, private property is cardinal, and distribution left to ensue from the play of free contract and selfish interest on that basis, no matter what anomalies it may present. The moment we want to believe something, we suddenly see all the arguments for it, and become blind to the arguments against it. You can always tell an old soldier by the inside of his holsters and cartridge boxes. The young ones carry pistols and cartridges, the old ones, grub. It is a curious sensation. The sort of pain that goes mercifully beyond our powers of feeling. When your heart is broken, your boats are burned, nothing matters anymore. It is the end of happiness and the beginning of peace. Do not waste your time on social questions. What is the matter with the poor is poverty. What is the matter with the rich is uselessness. The fact that a believer is happier than a skeptic is no more to the point than the fact that a drunken man is happier than a sober one. Use your health, even to the point of wearing it out. That is what it is for. Spend all you have before you die. Do not outlive yourself. A little learning is a dangerous thing, but we must take that risk because a little is as much as our biggest heads can hold. If I own a large part of Scotland, I can turn the people off the land practically into the sea or across the sea. I can take women in childbearing and throw them into the snow and leave them there. That has been done. I can do it for no better reason than I think it is better to shoot deer on the land than allow people to live on it. Socialism never arises in the earlier phases of capitalism, as, for instance, among the pioneers of civilization in a country where there is plenty of land available for private appropriation by the last comer. A statesman who confines himself to popular legislation, or, for the matter of that, a playwright who confines himself to popular plays, is like a blind man's dog who goes wherever the blind man pulls him, on the ground that both of them want to go to the same place. What is the use of writing plays? What is the use of writing anything, if there is not a will which finally molds chaos itself into a race of gods? I want to destroy ownership in order that possession and enjoyment may be raised to the highest point in every section of the community. Censorship ends in logical completeness when nobody is allowed to read any books except the books that nobody reads. If you're not producing as much as you consume, or perhaps a little more, then clearly we cannot use the big organization of our society for the purpose of keeping you alive, because your life does not benefit us, and it can't be of very much use to yourself. Martyrdom. The only way a man can become famous without ability. The Old Testament God is a person with body parts and passions. The Church of England God has neither body, parts nor passions, and is therefore not a person. The idea of personal salvation is intensely repugnant to me when it is not absurd. Imagine Roosevelt, the big brute, preserving his personality in a future state and swaggering about as a celestial Rough Rider. All my life affection has been showered upon me, and every forward step I have made has been taken in spite of it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.